Hey everyone, it's me Joji, and this cat is burning up the competition. And that cat is Incineroar EX. It is a pretty good card. It's been on my radar, but it just hasn't had any really good finishes. It's actually had a really good finish though, I believe a week or so ago on one of the limitless tournaments. I think maybe it was a late night. I forget which one it was exactly. It was ran by someone named Daycamp, who has been very active on the online competitive scene, and they piloted this deck here in Incineroar EX with its Hustle Play, which essentially lets you do its attacks for less colorless energy depending on how many Pokemon are on your opponent's bench. So let's say they have 4 Pokemon on their bench, you're using that Blaze Blast for 240 for 1 energy. So technically you're doing 240 plus the 60 damage after the burn. It's a really good attack. And again, you can do it for possibly 1 energy. That is really good in my opinion. We are coupling this with this Shining Arcana Litten here that uses Reprisal. And you're probably wondering, well, how is it using Reprisal? We'll see the other Pokemon in a second, but Reprisal does 20 times for each damage counter on it. So let's say we use Magma Basin to power this up. That's an extra 40 damage just with Reprisal. But most likely it's going to get damaged, and using a card named Relicanth, it's going to be using its Reprisal attack as the Incineroar EX. Memory Drive, or Memory Dive, lets you use the attacks of your previous evolutions. So having this on the bench, Incineroar can now use that Reprisal attack for 2 energy. We also run a 1 Torracat just in case we don't have the rare candies at the time. We can use Torracat, and also to prevent any pesky, TM devolutions. We are running this with 2 different engines for our draw support. We are running a 2-2 of the Pidgeot EX engine and a 1-1 of the Bibarel engine, followed by a Rotom V, a Lumineon V, a Cleffa, a Radiant Charizard, Manaphy, and like I mentioned, the Relicanth. So this kind of looks like a Charizard EX deck, I'll be honest. And I think when I did the preview video of this Temporal Forces set, I did mention that a similar list like this, where it essentially ran as Charizard EX. I think the only thing I maybe omitted was the Bibarel line here, and obviously the Relicanth. I think also Cleffa, because Cleffa was not on my radar as a card to go into Charizard EX. But this essentially runs like that deck, but instead of hitting those huge numbers off of just 2 energy, you can hit it off of 1 energy potentially. Now moving on to our supporters, we have 4 Arven, 2 Boss's Orders, 2 Iono, 1 Professor's Research, and 1 Professor Turo's Scenario. Now I do like, of course, having Arven in this deck, although it kind of varies on its usage. I do miss having more Professor's Research, because there have been times where you don't get to these Pidgeot or Bibarel setup, and you're kind of lacking in that draw environment. But we do have 4 Ultra Balls in case we don't get that Rotom V for some draw support. Obviously the rare candies to evolve from Pidgey to Pidgeot EX or Litten to Incineroar EX. Buddy Buddy Poffins, Nest Balls, 1 Counter Catcher, and 1 Prime Catcher as our A spec, followed by a Super Rod, a Lost Vacuum, Earthen Vessel, and then for our Pokemon tools, we have a 4 Sealed Stone to be attached to either Rotom V or Lumineon V, a Choice Belt, 2 Magma Basin for our Stadium, of course, to power up our Incineroar EX or the Radiant Charizard if we need to. And then finally, our energy are going to be 5 Fire Energy and 3 Double Turbo Energy. Now, the reason we run the Double Turbo Energy is, of course, because of the Incineroar. Let's say they get smart about how to play around Incineroar EX, which most people will know how to play against this guy. Just don't bench as many. I've seen people bench as little as 3 against Incineroar, and it's pretty tough for the matchup that way. but at least with one fire and DTE, you don't have to worry about that. You do only 240 total after the burn damage, but you know it is some way to mitigate their, I guess, deterrent to enabling us through hustle play. The choice belt, I see why he probably ran this. There have been a lot of like, what are they, Giratina heavy decks going around on the Limitless tournaments. But for me, I almost feel like this should be a Defiant band, or sorry, Defiant belt, Defiant band. I forget which one it is, because I don't really use it that often. I don't really run Charizard EXs. I should get some more practice with that one, but I feel like you usually are the one to get the prize taken from you the first go around. So having maybe that one instead of the choice belt, because this does limit you only to V Pokemon, while the other one does let you do the extra damage onto any type of Pokemon as long as you're down the prize cards. So I don't know, maybe we'll switch this, or maybe it'll be one of my suggestions after the games we play. The Forest Seal Store course has to save for these Lumineon and Rotom, and almost wondering if we really need this Lumineon plus the Rotom. I see why the inclusion, because maybe you do want to grab a specific card, but almost tempted to just switch this for something like a Palpad to have maybe another, you know, option to grab back bosses and stuff like that. We do have a good amount of gusting, but you know, boss is always a good card to have. So anyways, this is the deck we're going to be playing. I'm excited. It has been a bit of up and down. It varies a lot depending on how good your opponent is and how well they know how to counter this deck. You could have some good results, but let's see what kind of components we play against and if we can get some good results ourselves.
Before we go on, why not get subscribed? It lets me know that you like this sort of video. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much, but double check because YouTube does unsubscribe people.
Okay, so we won the coin flip. Do we want to go first? That is a tough question. Let's go first. Hopefully we start with maybe a Rotom that we can instant charge. If we start any good supporters, maybe we should have gone second. I wonder what we're playing against. If this is an ancient box, we may be in luck because they have to bench a lot of Pokemon for the Koraidon. We'll see. Ooh, okay, they still need to bench a bunch of Pokemon for this deck. It's going to be the Raging Bolt EX. Maybe we save the Lost Vacuum for later. And I do like keeping the Radiant Charizard, but let's bring that back later with the Super Rod. I really don't like losing this Lost Vacuum, but I want to get the Rotom out for some draw support here. I think a Rotom... Oh, we don't even have... Oh, no, we do. I think a Rotom here is probably our best bet, just to end the turn with some extra cards. Okay. We're missing the other DTDs in my hand. Okay. We're missing an Incineroar and a Litten. Okay. Wait, do we... Oh, we don't have our Bidoof. Okay. So no Bibarel line this turn, or this game possibly. Let's set this up at least. And then next turn we can Arven for the 4 Sealed Stone. Oh, we got the Super Rod too. I think 4 Sealed Stone and a Rare Candy is what we're going to be getting next turn. We do need a Fire Energy though. Let's see how much they bench. In this case, they only need to bench 2 Pokemon, but... Okay. Ooh, man, yeah. I don't like having lost that Lost Vacuum. I could have gotten rid of the Pidgeot. Maybe I should have done that instead. That's okay. If we KO their draw engine here this way, I think that's good too. I'm hoping they don't put any more Sandy Shocks up just yet. He would need to be discarding... Oh, it's at 280, isn't it? I hate that it doesn't update. Yeah, it's at 280. Okay, that's fine. That switch also bothers me. Because we don't have any switch cards. A DTE. Don't like that. Let's go ahead and Arven. Let's grab the 4 sealed stone. We could Prime Catcher, actually. I think I might do that. But then I don't have any way to evolve into the Incineroar. I really don't have a way to get this guy out of the active either. Let's start Alchemy. Let's grab some cards here. Maybe we start setting up a Pidgey. Let's grab a Buddy Poffin, maybe. Oh, actually, I could attack by putting down Magma Base. No, I don't have anything to discard. What am I saying? Yeah, if I grab Prime Catcher, I still don't... I'm missing the energy. That's the one thing. I think we just start setting up for a Pidgeot instead. And we let this maybe get KO'd. I think we just do this. Drop this here, and then instant charge. Yeah, that Prime Catcher really put us in a bad spot. That's okay. If they do KO us, we can retaliate with Counter Catcher here. The Sandy Shocks are going to be the thing we want to KO sooner than later. Trying to reread here. Okay, so it's 4 fewer. So they can't use the ability just yet. But if we start KOing their energy engine here, I think we're fine. They can't even KO us right now because it's only one type of energy, I believe. Or is it any amount? It's any amount. Okay. So it's attached to your Pokemon though. So you can only do manual attachments right now. How much of their... Hold on, I want to look at their... They got rid of 1 switch card. So they probably still have a bunch of them available. So if they put up another Sandy Shocks, that's what we KO. Right now we still need that fire energy to attack with. Yeah, if we hit it with a Blaze Blast, we're only doing 260. No, they could just discard everything there, but it's still not enough. What do we do here? I think we do this next turn Arven to grab our Rare Candy and Choice Belt. The Choice Belt, yeah, is pointless here. Again, I don't know how much I like using that Choice Belt. Also, we're only doing 240 because of the DTE, I just remembered. 240 after the burn, I mean. Grab that. Let's grab Choice Belt. Let's evolve that Pidgeot. I don't think there's anything I want to grab back just yet. I think I just damage this guy, keep him in the active. Let's grab our prime catcher. I do kind of want to set up another Incineroar. Maybe by getting a Torracat, though. Yeah, because I don't need this choice belt, and I don't really need Cleffa right now. So let's get Torracat out. Ooh, I might even want to set up the Relicanth at some point here to get Reprisal going. Let's at least get the Torracat out. We're going to bring up the Sandy Shocks. We're going to go ahead and hit it for 220 plus the burn for 240. Oh, right. It can't get burned because of the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. Totally forgot that's what that prevents. For some reason, I thought it only prevented the poison that you usually see from the Brute Bonnet. That's fine, too. This is what we need to focus on right now. This engine that they have. Because once we get rid of the Sandy Shocks, they can only manual attach. Okay. I don't like that they have an 11 card hand either. I might Iono next turn. Sada's Vitality. They might be going for a manual retreat. 13 cards in hand. Okay, yeah, we're definitely Ionoing them the next turn. They could try and KO us. It's going to be difficult, though. Because they need to attach retreat. Palpad. Sada's Vitality's back. Yeah, it's crazy that they haven't put down any other Sandy Shocks. A rare candy. I don't think I need that right now. So let's go ahead and get the Iono first. First and foremost, Iono. Hopefully we're not Ionoing them into some more Sandy Shocks. Do we do anything else before then? No, I think we just go ahead and play this. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the Relicanth for now, too. So we can Reprisal if necessary. Attach this energy for turn. Let's take our KO. Excuse me. I think I have something in my eye. Oh, excuse me for that cut. Okay, we got another Iono. I was wondering where the other one was. Obviously, it was prized. They can do... Ooh, okay. They're finally setting up their draw engine there. They're going to be able to put at least, excuse me, one onto it. Oh, was that a Sada? One. Oh, that was the Sada. Okay. They need to discard 5, right, to KOS? That is a lot to commit. Just for one attack. But that is everything on here, at least. But I think as long as we keep KOing the Sandy Shocks, we do take this game. Yeah, see, they're discarding all of those. Let's put up Pidgeot first. Let's put down a Litten. Let's attach. I don't know if we want to attach the fire there for reprisal. We'll keep it in on here though. Start powering up the other one. We do need an Incineroar and a boss. We can get the boss with Lumineon, and then the Incineroar with the Pidgeot EX. I don't know if I want to commit that bench space though. It's also a very easy target for them. It's our last Incineroar. I think that's fine because it will have to commit them to bossing that up if necessary. All right, boss. Let's go ahead and get the Sandy Shocks. Retreat. And let's go ahead and hustle play for KO. Or not hustle play. Blaze Blast. Okay, so this is tough for them because they can obviously hit us, but we do have the option of reprisal. And they would hit us for 21, we would hit back for 420. And if they bench anything, there is the chance that I can just boss it up. If they bench a Sandy Shocks and play a Sada, that's 3 extra energy for 5, which would be enough for KO. Hold on, what am I weak to? I'm weak to water. Okay, I was like a little concerned because of Slither Wings, but there's nothing in my deck that is weak to fighting other than Rotom. Oh, okay. They might be out of options here. They're really trying to dig here. That's the KO. But they are committing to all the energy here. Ooh, that's not great. Just to KO it, they have to get rid of all their energy. You never really want to see that. Ooh, losing. Wait, what? Oh, I think they see the writing on the walls. They didn't have any other Sandy Shocks. Yeah. Oh, it might have come up to a really close one, but unfortunately, they couldn't take the heat. That was a bad one. Let's just skip to the next one. Okay, so they won the coin flip and decided to go first. Hopefully we get a good start. Maybe an Arven. Ooh, that's a good start. And Buddy Poffin. Let's see what we're playing against. Ooh. So Dialga VSTAR just became popular, or more popular, I should say, because it won regional championships in Indianapolis. Could never say that city's name right, but it just won Indy regionals, so I would assume a lot more people would be playing it on the ladder. Unfortunately for them, they are weak to fire. We could see almost like a really short game. I guess it comes with the territory of being the most popular, that you get unlucky now on certain matchups. So let's see how they handle the heat in this matchup. I think we want to switch this guy out for Cleffa. Just for the turn. Maybe set up Pidgey, Cleffa, Rotom. Do we get Rotom or do we get Cleffa? I think Cleffa might be the better choice here. Part of me doesn't want to lose the fire energy though. Downside to this to them right now is that they have to set up a lot of Pokemon on the bench, so it's going to be free attacks for me, essentially for the most of the game. All right, let's see. We could grab Cleffa and another Pidgey. And then next turn, or sorry, this same turn, use Arven to grab another Buddy Poffin. I don't think we're getting rid of enough stuff, though. We only have one Pidgey, too, I just realized. Okay. How many fire energy do we have? 4. Okay, we have only one magma basin. It's gonna be a bit tough, but let's go ahead and do this then. Oops. Buddy Poffin. Choice belt. Let's play the Buddy Poffin and grab... Oh wait, do we have a Bibarel? We do have a Bibarel, so I could maybe grab the Bidoof instead as well. I think that's a good idea in case either Pidgey or Bidoof gets KO'd. Let's drop this onto there. Oh, why did I think I could only... I had a 2 energy retreat cost. Oh, that's silly of me. That's fine. I think I hold on to the Ultra Ball for now. Let's just gnaw for 20. It's going to be kind of hard for them to get the KO this turn, because they need to retreat. That just made it harder for them to retreat. Maybe they didn't have the metal energy. I think if they get... I was going to say if they get at least 4 or 3, actually, I think. And the Dialga VSTAR, it would be enough. Because I think Metal Blast does 40 more for each energy attached to it. And it only takes 1 energy to attack with. So it could have done 80. So yeah, they needed 3 that turn. Boss. Okay, Bidoof. Sure. We can Prime Catcher here. Is that what we do? Let's get rid of one of the Pidgeot for Bibarel. We're gonna try and Prime Catcher. Do we Arven first? Let's Arven grab our energy. Do we grab a 4 Sealed Stone just to thin out? How many more Incineroar EX do we have? Just the 1? I don't know if I want to discard it. I could just grab the 4 Sealed Stone, discard it. But I feel like it might be necessary later. Let's evolve Pidgeot first, actually. Bibarel for 3. There's an energy. There's also this one. Oh man. Oh, because we need this guy to attack if we wanted to Prime Catcher here. We can get the... We can get another Gnaw off. What do we do here? Prime Catcher. Do we Prime Catcher? No, I don't think we Prime Catcher. We could just switch into the Cleffa though. I think maybe even setting up a Torracat might be a good idea. And then attaching energy. Ooh, actually, hold on. Let's get Rotom V. I think I like this better. Attach that there, and then we just go ahead and instant charge. So that's a good draw. Because if they KO us, we can go ahead and counter catcher them. We'll see what they do here. Origin V-Star. They're gonna probably restart for 2. And then Metal Maker? Oh, okay. Gear first. Iono. Don't like that. They're probably gonna play it just to get a better hand. We do lose those good cards there. On the bright side, we can now attack for 1 energy. And if they don't KO us here, we can Prime Catcher them using Arven to grab that. And we can also get our 4 Sealed Stone. But then we can use Pidgeot EX to grab the Incineroar, save the 4 Sealed Stone. They don't have enough for Star Chronos, right? They just attached 5 energy, actually. But they need 2 to retreat. Do they maybe have a Prime Catcher? How many did they grab? 3, wow. And then they attach 1 from hand. Yeah, but then they don't have anything else up. Oh, I honestly, this is what probably separates pro players. Oh, okay, no, he did have the Prime Catcher. I was gonna say this is what separates pro players from amateur players. But I still don't like the idea of setting up that much. I guess you do have the option to Metal Maker next turn. Let's just give you Cleffa. But you set up a lot of energy onto this guy. I guess in this case you did have to do that. Like we saw in the finals of Indie Regionals, the last game that Andrew won, he was very patient about what he powered up. But I think in this case, it was better to power up everything completely. How many does he grab here? We do have the advantage right now. Because we do hit them for weakness. But that Star Chronos makes it a bit more difficult. They're going to be up 3 prizes. Nothing. Ooh. Professor's Research. That's only 1 card game. That is weird. Okay, it was even more weird. Choosing new active. Okay. Putting some of those energies back. So we could KO this guy. Let's put up Pidgeot first. I do like the idea of using Iono as well right now. Do we attach one of these? I think we set up another Litten. Then we grab Prime Catcher. No. We grab Incineroar. Did we just KO this Dialga? I really prefer to KO this one. But I also want to use the Iono. Losing that Rotom really hurt. Where is Incineroar? We only have 1 left after that. Okay. Let's go ahead and involve the Choice Belt one. And play Relicanth and then Iono them down to 3. Why is the game taking long to do these draws? I'm very confused right now. I really hope it doesn't start the timer on me. Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and retreat. We can Blaze Blast for 1. I think I saved the Magma Basin because there's nothing there right now. Let's just go ahead and Blaze Blast for 540. Just a measly 540. Take our 2 prizes. Okay. Now we just need to start bossing up this guy. He's going to probably stick with Zamazenta, but that's fine with us. We just have to focus on, again, the Dialgas. Maybe we KO the Zamazenta, actually. Because, well, we can boss up Mew and KO that. Professor's research, yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on with the servers. Maybe this is why they're having the maintenance. So I'm recording this prior to the maintenance that's happening, I think, on Tuesday. So maybe this is why they're doing the maintenance. Ooh, okay. That's an unfortunate one. Also, what happened to the other energy it had attached? Game is getting a bit wonky here. I think we do just go ahead and grab this guy with boss. Right, I don't think there's much else we can do. We can Ultra Ball to actually grab another Incineroar. Okay, let's boss up this Dialga, and then we can boss up for game this Mew EX. Yeah, even if they have 4 on the bench, we do win this. I think that was unlucky of them just to not get the Did they Metal Maker actually? Hold on. They did Metal Maker. Oh, they Metal Makered for nothing. Oh, that hurts. Okay, that's why. I mean, they could Blast Burnus back. Yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate. We do have Pidgeot here, so we can grab whatever we need to. And we can just grab boss for game. I'm sure they're aware of it, of the possibility of me just doing that. Or even, you know, prime catchering. But that last Metal Maker, that was unlucky, getting no energy there. If they did get the extra energy, they could have at least started damaging with Retaliate. I don't think there was much they could do, though. The being weak to fire really messes them up quite a bit. Yeah, I really hope that the maintenance fixes this. Oh, this is annoying. Okay, there it is. I get 2. We drew into the boss we needed. I don't even know what's going on in that top corner right there. Just weird nonsense. Like, it still thinks it's one entity there. All right, let's go ahead and boss up for game. Right, because we don't have to worry about doing the reprisal. We could reprisal for essentially 440, but that's fine. Take out 2 prizes, and that is another win for Incineroar EX. Let's go ahead and go into the final thoughts on this deck. So that was Incineroar EX. I will say I think we got really lucky to get the wins we did, especially the Metal Maker one. I feel like if they had started damaging us a little sooner, they could have won, but we did hit them for their 5 weakness on the Dialga VSTAR. So even though it did win Indies, we did win against it. So it's really, like it always tends to be, it's a game of rock, paper, scissors. In this case, we were the rock hitting into the scissors this time around. But that earlier one against the Raging Bolt EX was a bit iffy. I will say that early on they were playing it correctly. They were keeping it down to 3 cards on their bench, which makes it a lot harder for us to attack with, right? But that they got to a point where they needed more Pokemon on their bench to really get the potential out for their deck, and that is always what's going to be the thing that players playing against Incineroar EX are going to fall into. They have to fill out their bench to play out their deck. They can't be running just 3 on the bench or 2 on the bench to prevent us from getting the 1 energy attacks off. And if they're, if it's something late game where they can somehow remove some cards, maybe with a collapsed stadium or other things like that, or maybe they just need 2 or 3 cards to play, so we're always playing against with needing the 2 energy and we don't hit those 2 energy, that is usually the opponent's win condition. It's just preventing us from doing the 1 energy attacks. Or, in the case we saw also with Raging Bolt EX, we don't damage them with the burn. So there is that if they are playing some sort of EX ancient Pokemon. But overall, it's a fun deck, I will say that much. We didn't get to see Reprisal because Blaze Blast does do the damage necessary most of the time. We could have Reprisal at the very end of the last match just to kind of flex on them, do the 440 onto the Mew EX, but decided to keep it civil and just do the Blaze Blast. Draw engine wise, I do like this draw engine quite a bit. I do love running the Pidgeot EX. The Bidoof Bibarel, not so much, because I'm worried about the Bibarel always getting stuck up there with us having pretty much no retreat ways. We only have DTE and Prime Catcher as our only retreat options if this guy ever gets stuck in the active. So, not very concerned about that. Same thing could be said about Relicanth, but it's 1 energy. Radiant Charizard, if it's stuck in the active, you can just power it up. But other than that, everything else is just 1 energy retreat cost, except for the Bibarel. I'm worried about that always happening. So I could see this getting switched up to maybe a 3-3 line instead, or even just keeping a 2-2 line and adding some other cards to help you support this deck, like a Palpad. I will say Palpad might be helpful here, or maybe a second counter catcher. Palpad obviously for bosses orders, or if you need maybe Turo scenario twice in the game, that could be a thing. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about having a 1-1 line. It's good because you can both quick search and then industrious incisors, or industrious incisors first usually, and then quick search. But again, the retreat cost, that's what always scares me with decks that don't have any retreat options other than just manual attach. We did get to see a bit of use on the choice belt in that last match, but I still think that Defiance Fan is a lot better overall, because if you're behind, you can at least do the 30, and this is only 30 to V Pokemon. You could instead put in, I think, Vitality Band, but that's only a 10 extra, and I don't think the extra 10 is necessarily helpful here. This definitely helps out again in the Giratina matchups and the Arceus matchups, things like that, so probably keeping this is better. But I feel like late game or maybe middle game, you can maybe use Defiance Band a bit more. I don't know. I'd say depending on what you expect to play more, run Defiance Band or Choice Band, or Defiance Band, or Choice Belt, depending on your preference. But for me, I might switch over to Defiance Band. Most of my games outside of this recording and in practice have been more lenient to maybe Defiance Band be a better choice in those matchups. Oh, the Lost Vacuum. I do wish I had more of these. Maybe, yeah, if you do get rid of the 1-1 line, maybe add another Lost Vacuum. There's a lot of item cards going around. Sorry, Pokemon tools going around. So Lost Vacuum, I think we should bump this up to an extra card. But yeah, overall, this has been a fun deck. I think you guys should try it out if you have the cards to do so, either online or in person. But of course, let me know what you think about this deck down in the comments. And while you're down there, why not get subscribed? We're going to be doing more Incineroar like decks. I do like doing these off meta decks quite a bit and doing upgrades. Of course, if you haven't seen those on the channel, go check those videos out. I think the last one we did was on the Gardevoir EX deck that we did for our 5-year anniversary. And of course, we are doing live content, mostly Pokemon video game stuff. But once we finish that Ribbon Master Shell Shock Blastoise that we're doing, we are going to be doing some more Pokemon TCG live. I might end up sprinkling in one of those days after May, maybe in June, when we actually just play only Pokemon TCG live. Anyways, guys, it's been fun, and as always, stay safe, and thanks for watching.